And the other one is Alexander Smirnov, who is a known Israeli intelligence agent.
Why is it that we feel comfortable now allowing these people like Hunter Biden, so clearly corrupt, so clearly he is intricately involved in many of the messes that we see across the world now, and he just gets to come out and plead like, oh, I was a victim of Israel? No, you weren't, buddy. Candace Owens just had Hunter Biden on her show. They did a hour 50-minute conversation, and I think that Hunter Biden is just like a funny guy to listen to. You never know what he's going to say next. I've listened to his some of his conversations on like Channel 5. Sometimes it's kind of hard to follow. His brain's a little bit scattered maybe. Nonetheless, he's got a lot of really unusual insight into these elite circles of power. And every once in a while, he either slips up and says something that's incredibly interesting, or he'll just tell it straight to your face and say, like, look, this is what's going on. This is what I think about this person, right? This is what I think about Kamala Harris, for example. But there were a few things in this interview that I thought were just a little bit insane. Like at one point in this conversation, Hunter Biden said something like, look, everyone is so mad at me and my dad, but my dad wasn't the one who approved, Gaza to be completely destroyed, and then we're going to build like a Trump hotel and all these luxury villas on top of the dead bodies of the children we bombed. And Candace just kind of like nodded along and was like, yeah, that is sickening what Trump is doing. And I'm like, wait. Biden started the Gaza genocide. What are we doing here? What are we doing here? They started it. They carried it out from October 7th onward of 2023 until the day they left office, January 21st of 2025. That was all them, right? So I was a little bit like, what the hell am I watching when I saw that? And then there was this other part that I saw. People were sharing this clip online of Hunter Biden talking about two Israelis who came out and accused Joe Biden and Hunter, I believe, as well, of corruption. Their names were Luft and another man by the name of Alexander Smirnov. So these names were like in the back of my mind. I remember these names. But I had to go back and actually look at this because what Hunter said here is so insane. It's so manipulative. And Candace didn't catch it. In a real-time interview, I don't think I would have gone back to like look at crazy random details like that and remember to bring that up, right? So no fault to her. But this is actually like, I just find it so insane, that we live in a world now where obviously everyone is on the same page about Israel. Everyone is on the same page about the Zionists. And as a result of that, you have some people who are criminal, corrupt as hell, disgusting human beings, evil to their core and demonic. And they're trying to frame themselves as like victims of Mossad or victims of like Israel. Oh yeah, I'm a victim like you, Candace. It's like, no, you're not. You're not actually. So let's take a listen to this and then break it down.
A Bitcoin, but that's just me, regardless. My point is that they had such an opportunity. Mm-hmm. They had such an opportunity. I'll give you this. I want you to look at the conspiracy theories. Go look up Luft and Alexander Smirnov. They're the two principal individuals that made the only claim that people hung their hat in Congress and elsewhere as it relates to my dad and corruption, bribery and stuff like that. One of them is a fugitive from justice wanted by Interpol and the United States government, Luft, who is a former IDF officer who is believed to be living in Israel as a fugitive, which the Israelis will not help us locate. And the other one is Alexander Smirnov, who is a known Israeli intelligence agent.
So Gal Luft is the one that was an FBI informant that, according to whatever the DOJ, he falsely said that Hunter and Joe Biden received at one point they received $5 million payments from Burisma Holdings, the Ukrainian natural gas firm. The other guy, Alexander Smirnov, is the guy who said that Joe Biden was, I think he was the one that said he was complicit in some corrupt deal with the Chinese, which both of these stories do have a lot of ground to stand on, right? So he's trying to make this seem as though it's something we were set up by two Israelis that are now on the run. They're Interpol red notice. They're on the run. They're missing from the Federal Bureau of Prisons. We don't know where they're hiding in Israel. It's
those are the two people who was in a prison in the United States, so serving 6 years, and they can't find him. Bureau of Prison can't find him in his prison, in the prison. He is on furlough, but no one knows where he's been furloughed to. The only passport that he has is an Israeli passport. There are forces that I used to say, oh, this is bullshit. Have you ever read The Devil's Chessboard?
Yeah.
Okay, now he sidetracks and they have a different conversation without Candace having the opportunity to really dive into it. But my question would be okay, Hunter, the entire country was saying that you and your father are corrupt. What is so unique about what these two guys, Gal Luft or whatever, and Alexander Smirnov said that all of Congress was hanging their hat on to pursue corruption charges, right? Well, Gal Luft was the one who said Gal Luft was the one who said was he the one that did the China one? Did I get my guys mixed up here? Yes. Gal Luft is the one who did the China story. So he had accused he was a dual U.S. Israeli citizen, co-director of blah, 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 described Luft as a fugitive. Okay, blah, 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 blah. He was charged, so he has been presented by Republicans as missing witness against the president, was charged with China-linked offenses, including failing to register as a foreign agent, arms trafficking, violations of sanctions on Iran. So, whoever the hell this guy is, who knows, right? Who knows? He seems like a guy that's caught up in God knows what, in the thick of just about everything in every corner of the world. But he was the one that allegedly put forward that the whole China thing. And the truth of the matter is that it was actually Tony Bobulinski that came out and said that, the big guy gets 10%, that whole Joe Biden corruption story regarding a Chinese company, that was all real. The big guy getting 10%, the emails were real. Everyone saw it. Everyone saw it on Hunter Biden's laptop. Tony Bobulinski confirmed it. And, well, the official story is that Joe Biden was no longer vice president when that offer was made, and the deal didn't exactly materialize as 10%. It was something different. So, but anyways, it's that still is true. So Hunter Biden goes on Candace and says, I'm a victim of Israel because they made up a story and he's an Israeli, he's on the run now. It's well, actually, that story was pretty true. The other story was the story that Alexander Smirnov put forward, which, as you can see here, they say he was found guilty of lying to the FBI. He was an FBI informant, found guilty of lying about a phony bribery scheme involving President Joe Biden and his son Hunter that became central to the Republican impeachment inquiry in Congress. The deal being that he was accusing Burisma of paying President Biden and Hunter Biden $5 million each around 2015. You can do but a short little fact check on this, and you will see that, of course, that was not exactly what happened, but pretty much what happened. Okay. Between 2016 and 2019, Hunter Biden was receiving copious amounts of money from Burisma Holdings. And as we all know, he knows nothing about natural gas, let alone Eastern European natural gas. So why was he put as this advisor or board member of Burisma Holdings and getting paid out $83,300 every single month? It ended up being that Hunter Biden received about $4 to $5 million over 5 years from Burisma Holdings. So why is it that we feel comfortable now allowing these people like Hunter Biden, so clearly corrupt, so clearly he is intricately involved in many of the messes that we see across the world now, and he just gets to come out and plead like, oh, I was a victim of Israel? No, you weren't, buddy. No, you weren't. Actually, these people, criminals, okay, sure, whatever they're doing, these Smirnov and Luft, they seem like they're very suspect individuals, but they did blow the whistle on some very sus happenings with you and your father. For what reason? Were they blackmailed? Did they make some money off of saying these things? Who knows? Who knows? But without a doubt, they were on the right path. So that's what I got to say about the Hunter Biden interview. I was, in many ways, I was just kind of like disgusted that he's like a whitewashing maybe a little bit, but like also he's not a elected official, but also he is very corrupt. So I got a lot of mixed feelings about this all. Anyways, that's all. Before you leave, I want to say thank you for the support, because after 2 years of being banned, we are finally back home on YouTube. So be sure to subscribe to our channel and also join as a member on our channel using the link at the top of the description. I rely on the generous support of viewers like yourself to get the truth out to as many people as possible. You can also support the show on Locals or Give Sin Go. The mainstream media and the powers that be are never going to stop attacking us for bringing the truth to as many people as we do. Thank you so much for your support.